So now I'm going to talk about how to find the tangent of an angle using the unit circle. So we talked about the sine and the cosine, which are just the cosine is the x, the sine is the y. The tangent is a ratio of those. Remember, ratio dividing, right? So here's a definition. Tangent is a ratio of the y-coordinate to the x-coordinate of an angle on the unit circle. When we say ratio of y to x, remember, what comes first goes on top over x. So the tangent of some angle, remember this is our theta representing an angle, would be the y over the x. Thinking carefully, that means that the tangent is also the ratio of the sine to the cosine, because remember the y is the sine, so the sine of that angle over the cosine of that angle, right? So it's got a double identity, right? This means you have to divide fractions, and you might have to rationalize your answer. In fact, that's going to happen a fair amount. I should probably also mention that sometimes the tangent is undefined, and sometimes it's equal to 0. Okay, some examples. So simply put, if I want to find the tangent, let's just go with 30 degrees. I'm going to go to 30 degrees and find the y over the x. Now, dividing fractions. This means you take the top and you multiply by the reciprocal, right? When you do this, now, so you're going to be dividing fractions. You're going to have to remember how to do this. You multiply, change it to multiplying by the reciprocal. These twos cancel out. You have one on top and one on the bottom, so you get 1 over the square root of 3, which we know is problematic. So we multiply by the square root of 3 over the square root of 3, which is the square root of 3 over 3. Now, let's parse this. Meaning, what's the first thing we did? We did our setup, which means we have a division of two fractions. Then we changed it to multiplication. Why? Because we had to. And we were able to cross-cancel, because that sometimes happens. And then we had to rationalize the answer, okay? So finding the tangent is going to be a bit more tedious. However, there are going to be only certain values that you're going to see. So let's kind of run through this. What would be the tangent of 45 degrees? Well, it would be the y, square root of 2 over 2, divided by the x, square root of 2 over 2. These two numbers are the same. So what is a number divided by itself? 1. Okay. So then if we take a look at the tangent of 60, wow, that wasn't that hard, was it? So the tangent of 60 is equal to the y over the x, which means the square root of 3 over 2 times reciprocal 2 over 1. 2's cancel out. Square root of 3. Hey, we didn't have to rationalize. We're done, okay? And then if we take a look at, say, the tangent of 90, which is possible, y over x, 1 divided by 0, which is undefined. Remember I told you that certain times that's going to happen. You cannot divide by 0, okay? Now converse, in the other cases, like if you try to take the tangent of 180 degrees, which is 0 over negative 1, that is just 0, okay? So there are some repetitions that are going to happen here, okay? So if you take a look at, say, the tangent of 240 degrees, that's going to be negative root 3 over 2 over negative 1/2. Well, if you look at that, isn't that the same as what we got for the tangent of 60, right? Which means that in the end we're going to get root 3. Now, we do have a negative over negative, which will still be a positive, so exactly root 3. So if you remember some of these divisions, it can save you some work. For instance, what if you wanted to find the tangent of 330 degrees? Well, that would be negative 1/2 over positive square root of 3 over 2. So whatever our answer is, it's going to be negative. Does this look familiar? Hey, that's the same as this, right? So we've already done the legwork. Could we just write negative square root of 3 over 3? Sure, because that's what that value. So the tangent is only going to take on certain values because the coordinates keep repeating themselves, okay? So that's how we find the tangent, simply the ratio of the y to the x or the sine to the cosine. Will you need to divide fractions? Yes. Will you need to rationalize the fraction? Yes, sometimes. Okay, so that's it.